Well, Gene Hackman's daughter has emerged after being called out on her false statements. What am I talking about? If you guys don't know, Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy, both passed away very tragically. To bring you guys up to date, at first the family thought it was carbon monoxide. Then they said it was a rare mouse bite that got the wife, Betty, but Gene had late stage dementia, and apparently he withered away because Betsy wasn't there to care for him. It's all very confusing, and I'm not going to lie, I always found it very suspicious. One of the reasons that it was so confusing is because Gene Hackman's daughter was one of the loudest and earliest people saying it's carbon monoxide poisoning. We said, okay, but the gas company in Santa Fe said it's not gas poisoning. No, it has to be. Then she refused to go and pick up the bodies until the police investigation was done. I said, okay, because it could have been a murking. However, it got more and more weird because while the police were doing their autopsy that was suspected to take between 1 and 3 months, and it ended up taking less than 7 calendar days to find a rare mouse bite, even though lots of pathologists say they should do further testing because there are a lot of poisons that can be given, at least 3, that will mimic I believe it's the hantavirus, which is carried by mice. So they said they need further testing. The police have not said whether they're doing further testing or not. But let me just get back to the point, okay? One of the things that was so confusing is that Gene Hackman's daughter was saying, what are you talking about? It had to be carbon monoxide. We were super close. We just spoke to each other a few months ago, and he was in perfect health. Yes, he was old, but he was in perfect health. Well, now she is being called out for these false statements. This is directly from Kevin Harris. In Yahoo News. They said actor Gene Hackman's daughter, Leslie Ann, has been largely out of the public eye since she was proven completely incorrect about the health and well-being of her father. But she finally emerged in public this week. Now, if you guys don't remember, in an interview soon after Gene and his wife, Betsy, were discovered passed away, she stated that her father was in good health and showed no signs of any health issues. This was a direct quote. She said there's no indication that there was any problem with his health. He liked to do Pilates and yoga and was continuing to do it several times a week. So he was in good health. Now, she admitted she had not seen or spoken to her father or Betsy in a couple of months due to the fact that she lived in California and they lived in New Mexico. Still, she said she was close with her father and that everything was good. She literally said, we were close and I hadn't talked to them for a couple of months, but everything was normal and everything was good. Now, obviously, people are kind of side-eyeing her. And let me be fair. She could have said that because, honestly, she's dealing with the death of her father. She wants him to be remembered in a good way. Gene Hackman had an incredibly complicated relationship, not just with his children, but with himself. He was a very respected and beloved actor. Personally, he was a bit of a rebel rouser. He had a destructive, violent streak that he got under control later. But however, he actually did a bunch of interviews expressing regret for the way he parented and raised his children, meaning that he was an absentee dad and he let the ego and the star power get into his head in addition to, in relation to how he should be treating his family. Now, to be fair, she could have been saying, I just want to protect my dad's legacy. He's gone. I pray to God it's no foul play. Please let this be the case. And it was a bit of wishful thinking. However, a lot of people, including myself, said, okay, I get that. But what is the point of lying? You and your dad, you said were close. However, he had late stage dementia and Alzheimer's. How could you not have known that if you were close? When is the last time you talked to him? When's the last time you visited him? When's the last time you talked to Betty? Now, keep in mind, his children are in their 60s, so they have their own lives and issues to deal with, and they actually might even have their own health concerns to deal with. But yet and still, we must answer these questions. What exactly was going on? Okay. Again, they go on to say, obviously, a full investigation proved that these statements were, in fact, false. We're not going to call her a liar because, again, her father just passed and people grieve in different ways. I will be the first to say that I find it odd that somebody died in a 1 in a million chance. And I find it odd that an autopsy that was supposed to take 1 to 3 months has already been completed. Okay. They said Jean was certainly not in good health, as his daughter claimed. In fact, Chief Medical Investigator Dr. Heather Gerald determined that the former actor was in a very poor state of health and listed a number of health conditions that would be detrimental to his well-being. They said Gene Hackman showed evidence of advanced Alzheimer's disease. He was in a very poor state of health. He had significant heart disease, and I think ultimately that's what resulted in his passing. Now, these conditions were not necessarily new, either as an autopsy revealed that Gene suffered from heart disease, including multiple surgical procedures involving the heart, evidence of prior heart attacks, and severe changes to the kidneys due to chronic high blood pressure. If you guys don't remember, Betsy was found passed out in the bathroom, space heater knocked over, with pills strewn across the bathroom counter. Those pills were a blood pressure medicine, a thyroid medicine, and Tylenol. Again, he was in late stage dementia. So if he was in the type of dementia, and they are saying that he lived a week after his wife, if he was in late stage dementia, then that bad that he couldn't even tell that there was a dead on the floor, then yeah, how could that have changed in 3 months? Interestingly enough, his pacemaker, which was supposed to send out an alarm to the pacemaker company, when it went off, no alarm was sent and no medical service were sent. Again, it's all very strange and odd. If I was the family, I would ask the FBI to step in, or his fortune was worth $80 million. I would have an independent investigator look into it. I'm not saying the New Mexico police are dropping the ball. I'm saying they're just too eager to work for any explanation outside of this can be foul play when so many things went wrong. And then nobody is explaining how all these things went wrong. On top of that, the Hampa virus that Betsy actually died of, you need to remember that it basically makes you feel like you are in late stage pneumonia. Anyone that has ever had pneumonia or bronchitis, I have had pneumonia, knows on her last day, she went to CBS, she went to Sprouts, she went to all these places. There is no way someone with chronic Hampa, late stages to the point of you are going to pass away, is walking around acting like it's normal. If you've ever had bronchitis or pneumonia, you know that even walking 5 steps feels like you ran a triple marathon, sweating, hard to breathe. It's a lot, okay? And anyway, they're saying that his daughter's interview, coupled with the fact that officials initially described Gene and their death as suspicious, led many to delve into heavy speculation regarding their cause of death. As it turns out, again, they're saying that she died of a rare disease typically transmitted by rodents, while Gene was simply poor in health and was unable to care for himself. His daughter's been largely out of the public eye since officials proved her statement incorrect, but the 50-year-old was seen running errands by herself in Los Angeles, making her first appearance in public since the details of her father's passing. Listen, let me say this. I wish much health and healing to the family. It's not my situation. I am an observer. Maybe there's things that they know that we don't know, but I would 100% suggest that they get an independent investigator, because there's too many coincidences. And the fact that a police department is readily accepting all these coincidences for a man worth $80 million, it boggles the mind. But then again, right? Everything's a coincidence until it actually happens. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.